Hello everyone and welcome to a class of t-shirt designing in Illustrator, Photoshop and Canva tutorial for learning stunning designs to make your own customized t-shirt. So if you're planning to learn, then you're in the right place because we'll cover the advanced project. This is an advanced level class, so if you have no previous experience, then you can get some basic knowledge about Illustrator, Photoshop and Canva first. Let's take a look what you learned from this class. Illustrator, character designing with basic tools, t-shirt designing with typography, designing a retro sunset t-shirt, t-shirt design with wrap text and custom shape, summer t-shirt design, Photoshop, t-shirt design with basic text, summer t-shirt design, designing on advanced Zazzle t-shirt design, logo t-shirt design in Photoshop, Canva, summer t-shirt design in Canva, stunning typography t-shirt design, logo t-shirt design, designing t-shirt with an image. After completing this class, you will be able to understand in depth about designing. You will be able to design t-shirt of different theme. You will learn how to align objects in a design, learn how to design t-shirt in different software, understand about t-shirt designing in depth. This is a project-based class, so during learning, you will have class project. So what you learned, you will be able to participate in class project. So you can do practice while you're learning. You'll have supporting documents in this class and also the resources. So it will be easier for you to learn. During learning, if you face any issue or if you have any question, then feel free to ask me. I'm always there for you to help you. So let's start learning t-shirt designing with Illustrator, Photoshop and Canva together. Hello everyone and welcome you all to the first chapter of the Canva t-shirt design tutorial. So here in our first chapter, I will be showing you guys the summer t-shirt design in Canva. There are many tools and a lot of things over here. I'll be showing you how you can do t-shirt designing in this particular chapter. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the Canva. Okay, so basically from here, as you guys can see, this is basically the home page of the Canva, and here you guys can see a lot of presets. So Canva basically provides you with a lot of elements, lot of pictures, lot of videos, like it is already there over here. Okay, so you can make a lot of things, but the thing which we are going to focus is t-shirt designing. Okay, so Canva is used for t-shirt designing because they do have a lot of this designs which you can use, many type of fonts and also different type of background, and it's quite user friendly when we start working on Canva. Okay, so the first thing what you can do is you guys can come here onto the create design option, and from here you guys can basically custom a design. Okay, so 450, 4500, 4500 from here. And now if I click onto the create design option, here you guys can basically see I do have a page of that same size. Okay, and on top, basically, you guys can also see that I do have the rulers over here. Okay, so from this place, we guys will be able to choose different kind of templates. But for now, I don't need those templates. Okay, so once I have created this page, what I can do is if I do want to change the color of this page, I will also be able to change the color of this page right from here as well. Okay, so now let me come to the elements option, and what I can do is from the elements option, what I need basically, okay, I will be able to search that. Okay, so let me just type sunset. Okay, so I will just click onto the sunset option, and here basically you guys can see I do have a lot of these options available right over here. Okay, so there are different graphics which you guys can basically use. Here you guys can see I do have a lot of it right over here. And once you click on that particular icon, that particular thing will be put onto your screen. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just keep this one here in the middle. Okay, so here you guys can see now I do have this particular icon, and suppose from this icon I do want to make some color changes. So in that case what I can do is I can come over here, and if I click onto this option, and if I want to change the color, let me just get it a bit kind of like this. I've changed this color, and now let's come to this one right over here. Click onto this option and change this color a bit here as well. Come to the last one. Okay, so to the last one as well. Once I've selected this one, I'll click onto this option, and now I will just change the color from here as well. Okay, so here you guys can see I have also changed the color of this particular thing which was present over here. So from here, what else do I want to do? Okay, so I need to make sure that I will do the other stuff over here as well. So I will just go to the elements option again. And once I have selected the elements option, what I can do is I can just type sun. Okay, so I'll just click on enter, and here you guys can see I do have a lot of option present right over here. So you guys can select which one looks better, what will suit your design. You guys can come here and you guys can just decrease the size over here, and maybe just put it somewhere over here. Okay, so I'll just put this thing somewhere over here, and I'll just delete this particular part. Okay, so here you guys can see I have just selected this one, and if I want to edit this particular image, I will also be able to edit this particular image right from here. Okay, so I will just keep this one quite over here. If I do want to apply anything, I will just click on none from here, from the liquefaction option. And if you want to do some duotone, we'll be learning about all of that over here as well. If you just want to give it a flip, you guys will also be able to give it a flip. As this one is a t-shirt design, we don't have to animate these things. Okay, so t-shirt design will be a constant shape. Okay, so now once I have selected this one, what I want to do is I want to put on some waves. Okay, so I will just click on waves over here, and here you guys can see I do have a lot of graphics for waves right here. Okay, so what I can do is I can just click on the one which I do want to take, and from here now I can just increase uh, the size. Okay, so I can just increase the size quite like this from here. And now I will just decrease the size from this end if you want to. And if you don't want as well, there is no problem in that. But once I've selected this, if I do want to change the size, I will be able to change it from here. Okay, so this is how it will actually look. Okay, as you guys can see, this is how it will look from here. And I want to add more things to it. Okay, so in that case, what I can do is I can just type those things down. Okay, firstly, you need to understand that how you want to design your t-shirt. Okay, so that is the first thing which you need to solve. Okay, and after that you guys can come over here and you guys will be able to do your t-shirt designing quite well. Okay, so now I will come to this point, and from here now I will just click or I will just type bird. Okay, so I will just type bird over here, and I'll just click onto the enter option. Okay, and it will just take some time. So here you guys can see I do have a graphic right over here, and if I do want to give this thing a rotation, I can come here and I will give this thing a rotation quite over here as well. Here you guys can see. And now I want to add some palm tree over here as well. Okay, so I will just click on palm tree and I'll just click on enter. So this is quite easy. Okay, so here you guys can see I have taken this palm tree right over here, and what I can do is I can just decrease the size of this palm tree right over here. Okay, so if you want to send it back, in that case you guys will also be able to send it back from here only. Okay, so now I will just right click, go to the layer, and from the layer, what I can do is I will just click on send backward, right click, layer, and I will just click on send backward. Okay, so now this thing looks quite great. Okay, so this is how I want it for now. So this is the design, and I will add more text to it. Okay, we'll be learning about that. So now what you're going to do is you are going to come here onto the share option. Okay, so from the share option, what you can do is you can just take this one in a PNG format. Okay, and from the PNG format, now you guys will be able to download it. Okay, so once I have clicked on download, you guys can see my this file over here is getting downloaded. Okay, so I will just save this one as untitled design, and once I'm done over here, what I want to do is I will just add another page right over here. Okay, so once I've add another page, what I can do is I will just come here in the elements option, and from here, now I want to take up a frame. Okay, so frames are basically quite like this, and here inside you guys will be able to put up the image. So I will just take this particular frame right over here. I will be able to check out the size of the frame. So I will just give this frame on top a little bit. Okay, so I will just keep this frame on top, and now I will go to the uploads option, select the upload files, and I'll just upload this particular file right over here. Okay, so here you guys can see this particular file which I do have is getting uploaded, and I will just go back again. I will just bring this one, and what I want to do is I just want to paste this right over here. Okay, so here you guys can see I have just pasted this particular image inside the frame. Okay, so what you can also do is you guys can come here, and if you want to give this one a black color, okay, so you guys can give this document a black color over here as well. If you come to this option, you guys can come here and you guys can just give this thing up a different color. Okay, so if you come here, if you want to change the background color of this image, if you can come here onto the edit photo option, and from the edit photo option you guys will be able to add different kind of things. So if you do want to filter it out, you guys can filter this thing. Okay, and where do you want to apply? So if I want to change something in the background, okay, so this image is actually assessing the background over here. Okay, so if you want to change the color, the sharpness, okay, if you want to increase the whites, okay, so here you guys can see you can just increase the whites. If you want to increase the blacks, okay, so you guys can also increase the intensity of the black. So individually you guys can also do it from here. So again, I will just click onto this one and I'll just paste it right over here. As you guys can see right now, this is quite well visible. Okay, so now if I just move it here, okay, so here you guys can actually see. So the next thing what I'm going to do is I am going to go into the text option. Okay, so here from the text option, there are different type of text options over here. Okay, if you want to take your desired font, you guys will also be able to get your desired font. But these are some amazing uh, text options. Okay, you guys can basically use, suppose you want to use this glow feature, okay, you guys can come here, you guys can use this one. Suppose I will type, or let me just select this box and let me delete it. Let's come here on top, let's take this preset. Okay, so I will just take this preset, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size from this side, and now I will just type beach is calling. So now I have this particular word right over here. If I do want to decrease the size of my box, I will also decrease the size of my box. And what I can do is I can just put it the way I want. Okay. So suppose I want to put it right over here. I will be able to put it right over here. And if you want to put it somewhere here as well, you guys will be able to put this thing right over here as well. Okay, so now you guys can also change the color if you do want a different color. Okay, you guys can check all these things out and you guys will be able to select the color which looks better. Okay, so you guys can come here and maybe select this color, and from here if you come to the effects option, there are a lot of things which you guys can check out. If you want to increase the thickness, okay, you guys will be able to increase the thickness of the letter. You guys can also select this type of glitch effect. If you want to do a curve, you guys will be able to do a curve right over here as well. Okay, so now for that, what I need to do is I will just increase the size a little bit, and I will just increase the size from here as well. So I will come here and let me bring this thing quite over here. Now I will just put this one right over here. So let me just put this one right over here. And yeah, this thing is basically done. As you guys can see, you guys can also curve your letter down the way you want to write. Okay, so what you can do is you guys can come here and just select the whole thing up all together. Okay, if you want to do some more effect, you guys can come here. If you want to position it properly, you guys will be able to position it properly as well. Suppose what I want to do is I want to send to back. Okay, so if I am sending this particular thing to the back, so this is how it will actually look. So here you guys can see, so I can just keep this thing quite right over here. And if you want to change up the positioning, you guys will also be able to position it quite over here as well. Okay, so in this case, if you want to change the background color, you guys will also be able to change the background color from here as well. So this is the total design which I have just made. Okay, otherwise, if I want to come here again, go to the layer option, and if I just want to send it to back, I can also send it to back. So in that case, I can just bring this one a bit nearer, okay, comparing to the last time. And from here as well, okay, so once you are over here, come to the effects option, you guys can basically select the curve you want. Okay, so from here I will choose the curve I want to use. Okay, if I don't want a lot of curves, so in that case I can select this. Let's just curve it up, curve this one a bit over here. So here you guys can see now, this is my t-shirt design, which I have just made. Okay, so now if you want to save it up, you guys just come here and select all of this. And now you guys can just group it up. And from here, you guys will be able to move this thing quite easily. Okay, so this is the design. Here you guys can see the alignment is also fine. And if you want to add some of the glow effect and stuff, in that case, you guys will be able to add the glow effect and all stuff from here as well. Okay, and if you want to use the magic eraser, and there are a lot of features which you guys can see. Okay, so if you want to use any of these features from here, okay, you guys can also check out the intensity. Okay, and if you want to use some chroma colors right over here, you guys can just decrease the intensity a little bit. And once you're done, you guys can just click anywhere outside. And here you guys will be able to take this thing down. Okay, so now let's see a mockup over here. Okay, so I will come over here to the elements option, and from the elements, what I'm going to do is I am going to write t-shirt and I will just enter. So here you guys can see I do have a lot of t-shirt right over here. I'll just go back and maybe this color t-shirt over here as well. I will go back again. And what I want to do is here you guys can see this is the t-shirt. If I do it on a black one, it will kind of look different and if I do it on a white one, I will show you how it actually looks. Okay, so I will just come here onto the new file. Let's take this black t-shirt. And now what I can do is I can just click on Control C, and over here I will just click on Control V. And now if I just decrease the size, okay, so here you guys can basically see this is the t-shirt design if you want me to align it properly. Okay, so this is how my t-shirt actually looks like. Okay, so this was for the black t-shirt. And the same way, if I come over here, if I will just delete this one, let's come to this page first. Let's make this page a black color. And now I will come here onto the elements option. And from here, what I'm going to do is I am going to take up a white t-shirt. Okay, so for that, again, I will just go for the t-shirt option, and from the t-shirt option, I will just click on to see all. Let's go for some graphics. Okay, so here you guys can see now I do have this particular t-shirt, and from here I will be able to change the color to white. And after that, I will just click on this right click over here, go to the layer, and I'll just click on to send to back. And let's just place this t-shirt right over here. And if I just increase the size, okay, so here you guys can see a very nice mock-up of the t-shirt, how this design will look onto a white t-shirt. Okay, so here this is the final product or the final thing of how your t-shirt will look like when you just print it. So I hope you guys have understood this class on how to make a summer t-shirt design using Canva very easily and using the least complicated icons in the software. So hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone. Hello everyone and welcome you all to another chapter of the Canva t-shirt design tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 2, and here I'll be showing you guys how you can create some stunning typography t-shirt design. Okay, so we'll be learning about all of that here in this particular chapter, like how you'll be able to copy that thing down into another page. Okay, I have told you guys about Canva. So if you don't have any previous knowledge about Canva, please just learn some basic and you are ready to join or learn from this particular class. Okay, so we'll be learning about typography t-shirt design in Canva. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, now I am here in the home page of the Canva. So the first thing what I'm going to do is I am going to create a design. Okay, so from here I can customize the size or I can just take all the sizes which I do have over here. Okay, so these are different kind of presets which I can basically choose from. Okay, but if I want to customize, I can come here and I can basically customize. So this is the size which I used in my last class, which is 4500 into 4500 pixels. So I'll just create the same size over here as well. Okay, so basically here, this is the artboard in which I am going to work on. So these are the tools, and from here I will be able to get all the elements if I want to put besides my text. Okay, so now I will totally take this class on how you will be able to actually play around with this text. Okay, so for the first thing, I will come here onto the text option. So basically, you guys will be able to choose what kind of text you want from here. Okay, so different presets out here, different font combinations right out here, you guys can check. Okay, if you just roll down here, you guys can see a lot of it present over here. And beside all of this, if I want to actually see the sizes over here, and if I want to choose it from my font, in that case I will come here and let me just select this particular font right over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to increase the size of the font from here as well. Suppose, let me, if I come here, let's take 140. Okay, and I'll just click on enter. And basically now if I want to increase the size, I will be able to increase the size quite from here as well. And suppose I want to change what kind of font do I want to use. So I can come here and I can just check out all of these fonts from my font styles, and I can see which one to put basically right over here. Okay, so here you guys can also check out all of this. Okay, so let me just come over here. If I want to take anything in bold, I can come here, and now it has been changed to some bold color. Okay, so let me just come here, let me place this one, and if I want to write over it, I'll just click on the backspace option, and let me just type the best. Okay, so I have typed the best, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to come over here in this particular page, and now I want to duplicate this. So there are two different ways of how you will be able to duplicate this thing. Once if you click onto this option right over here, otherwise just right click, and from here it will also do the same thing. And now I will come here and I will just write the best is yet. Okay, is yet, and down I will write to come. Okay, so let me just increase the size of this particular letter over here as well. I just want to align it properly. Okay, so in that case I will come here and let me just increase the size from here as well. Okay, so I believe that now this is quite well aligned. So now is yet, and after that again I will duplicate this one. I'll just click over onto this option now, and now I will just click on backspace, is yet to come. Okay, so here now I have written this particular statement over here. What I'm going to do is I am going to come right over here. Suppose this is the design, I am creating it for a white t-shirt. Okay, so in that case I will come here. If I want to increase the size, okay, I will come here and I'll just increase the size quite like this. Come to this option right over here, place it in the middle, and from here you guys can actually change the size. Okay, so let me just change the size. If you want to put on some different colors, you guys will also be able to put on some different colors for these letters as well. Okay, so let me just place it here in the middle. Okay, and now if I do want to decrease the size, I can basically decrease the size from here as well. Okay, so now what I want to do is I will come here and I will just copy all of this from here. Okay, so now once I am just sure with the spacing and each and everything, whatever it's there, so I'll just come here. I will just increase the size quite like this. If I want to bring this thing kind of down, I will also be able to bring this thing down quite like this. Okay, I can just actually adjust the alignment from here as well. Okay, so I will just adjust the alignment. Now it's here in the middle. So I'll just copy all of this. Okay, so Control C to copy. And now I will just add another page right over here using Control V. Okay, so here you guys can see now I have this particular text right over here as well. And what I can do is I can come here, maybe select this one first, and after that from here you guys can go to the effects option, and from the effect option you guys can actually use this hollow thing right over here. And what you can do is you can just decrease the size accordingly. Okay, so you guys can come here, decrease the size accordingly. So I'll just come to this one here as well. Let me see how much did I decrease. Okay, otherwise I can just do on my own. Click on the hollow option. If you want to increase the thickness, you guys can come here and increase the thickness accordingly. Come to the last one over here as well. Okay, and what you can do is you can come here and click on control and see if you want to copy this. Otherwise go to hollow, and yeah, this one looks quite great. So from here, what I'm going to do is I will come here, and once the alignment and each and everything is fine, so basically you guys will be able to put on some alignments here as well, okay, using this particular ruler, which I do have over here. But you should do that first, okay? So you guys should do this first. So now as this one is ready, what I can do is I can just select all of it and I can group it from here. Otherwise, I can just right click and I can just click here on the group option, and otherwise I can just do it from my keyboard as well, which is just Control plus G from our keyboard. So I'll just group this thing basically up over here, okay, and here as well. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to save this particular image, okay, or this particular design which I created. So for that, I will go onto my share option, and from the share option, I will go to the download option from here. Okay, so from here onto the file type, I need to make sure that I am choosing the PNG. Okay, and in PNG, what I need to do is I need to select the particular page. Okay, so I just want to do only this page, which is the page number 2, the current page. So now I will click onto the download option. Okay, so here you guys can see this thing is being downloaded right over here. So they're asking me where do I want to save it. Okay, so I'll just name as file 1. Okay, so I will just name this as file 1 over here, and I want to save it onto my downloads. So I'll just click onto the save option, and now that particular image is being saved. So now what I want to do is I want to come over here. I will just go to the elements. Like I want to actually put half the design of this thing and half the design of the original one from here. So for that, I need to click over here and I need to search for frame. Okay, so here you guys can see into my recommendation, I do have frames right over here. Okay, so from the frame option, I'll go to see all. Okay, and basically from here, now I will be able to find different type of this particular things. Okay, so I will take this particular frame which I do have right over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I am going to bring it here onto the font size. Okay, and before that, if I want to actually flip this thing up, I can also flip it. Okay, so for that, if I want to give this thing up a rotation, I can also give this thing up a rotation quite like this here as well. Okay, so basically if I just put anything right over here onto this particular option, I can come here and I can choose from there as well. Go to the layer and I'll just click on to bring to front. Okay, and now I will just adjust it accordingly. And what I can do is now I will go to the uploads option. I want to upload that image which I have just downloaded from here. Okay, click on the upload files, and here you guys can see I do have a particular file, and what I can do is I can just get this file right over here. Okay, and here you guys can see now this file is being uploaded. What I can do is I can just drag and drop this particular thing right over here. Okay, so I can just drag this thing right over here, and in this case if you wanna work on with the positioning, you guys can come here and you guys can basically position it, and you guys can also layer this thing up. Okay, so here you guys can also see about the layering right over here. Okay, and basically if you want to flip it, you guys will be able to flip it from here as well. Okay, so now I will just come here, I will just cut this thing out, and what I can do is I will just delete, or I'll just go back to the frame which is right over here. Okay, so it was quite like this, And from here, I can just select the border style onto this option over here as well. Okay, if you want to animate this stuff, you guys will also be able to animate this stuff from here as well. And I will just bring it to front. Okay, and after selecting, you guys can also select the border style. So right now I don't have any border. Okay, if I do want to add any border, I will be able to add it from here as well. Okay, so let me just do this last one or last part right over here. Okay, only this particular part. Let's take. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to come here onto my uploads option. And now I will come here and just bring it here onto the frame. Okay, so I'll just bring this thing right onto the frame. And what I can also do is I can just manage the spacing right over here, and from here I can just increase the size. Okay, so from here basically I will be able to increase the size accordingly. Okay, so let me just get this size according to the page from here. So this one I have to do quite carefully. Okay, so I will just do it right from here as well. I'll bring it over here and also to the sides. Okay, and here you guys can see once I am taking this thing exactly to the size right over here, and also I can just increase the size of this particular thing right over here as well. Okay, so basically you guys can see if I just move this thing a little bit, I am also able to move this thing quite a little bit over here as well. So for that, again, if you want to go back, okay, so you guys can come here, you guys can just go back, bring it over here, and at starting only you guys can just fill this box accordingly. Okay, so just take this one right over here, and I will just position it properly according to the page size itself. Okay, so now once I have done this one, I will come here and I'll just drag and drop this particular image right over here. I need to make sure that I am here inside the font. Okay, so now this one looks quite better. And here you guys can see this is the design which I have. And if you want to add some other things, suppose I will just come here onto the all option. And from the all option, what I can search is I will search lines. Okay, so they're showing me different kind of lines. Okay, so I do have a line right over here. What I can do is I can come here, go to the transparency option. Here you guys can see the transparency is full, but I can just change the width of the line. Suppose I want some fat lines over here. So for that, now if I want to extend its size, I will be able to extend its size from here as well. If I want to give this thing a rotation, okay, so here you guys can see now I will be able to give this thing a rotation from here as well. Okay, so now if I want to extend it, I will be able to extend it from here somewhere. Okay, if you want to extend it from this side over here as well, okay, you guys can come here and extend this from here. And just if you want to decrease it, you guys can come here and decrease the size from here as well. Okay, and to all of this you guys can give some different colors. Okay, suppose from here if I come here and if I want to select anything, I will come here, I will just select this particular thing up, and from here I will be able to check the color. Okay, suppose I want some red colors. Okay, I can give this thing up a red color, and to this particular words over here as well. Okay, so if you want to come right over here, if you want to decrease the size, okay, you guys can actually check the work from here as well. Okay, so basically this is how it actually turns out. Okay, so you guys can also duplicate this layer, and again using this option, duplicate option, you guys can come here and you guys can basically put things around. Okay, so this is how it's actually going to look. Okay, and now you guys can just download this particular design. Okay, the way I have showed you, you guys can also do that. And now I will come here and let's search for smart mockups. Okay, so if you do want to do the smart mockup, okay, you guys can also do that from here as well. Okay, So you guys can search over to this option. Okay, you guys can come here and check out that do you have uh, will you be able to do the smart mockup from here. Okay, so here you guys can also check there are different type of apps which you guys can use right over here. You guys can do it from here as well. Okay, so from these apps, otherwise directly you guys can go to edit photo, and from here what you can do is you guys can go to mockup, and basically you guys will be able to open this particular file. Okay, so here for apparel, I guess. Okay, so if I just take this apparel right over here, okay, or let's take this guy. Okay, and what I can do is I can just come here. Maybe I will just delete this image from here. For now, I will come onto this option, add photo. And now I will just add for some apparels over here. Okay, so let's take this guy's image right over here. And what you can do is you can come here and maybe increase the size of this particular image, which I do have right over here. And I will just put this thing here in the middle. Okay, so I will try to keep this thing here in the middle. If I want to take some more space, I will be able to do that from here. Okay, so now what you want to do is I will come here, I will come here on top, and I will take this one, go to share option, go to download, and from here I will just choose up the page number 1. Okay, so I will just choose page number 1. I will deselect all of these pages. So I'll just click on done, and I'll just click onto the download option. Okay, so this particular file is being getting downloaded right now, as you guys can see. So let's see how it will look on a white t-shirt. I will just write this one as text t-shirt design. Okay, text t-shirt design. Okay, so I'll just type this text t-shirt design. I will come here, let's come down a little bit, go to downloads, and here I will just download this particular thing up. Okay, and after downloading, okay, I will go to upload option. The same way I will just upload this file, and I'll just click onto the open option, and here you guys can see now I have just uploaded this file quite right over here. What I can do is I can just put it over here. Okay, and now I can just come here, delete this, and go to this position, go to edit, and from here basically you guys will be able to adjust all of this, like wherever you want to put. If you want to increase the size, okay, you guys will be able to increase the size from here as well. Okay, if you want to give this thing a rotation, if you want to fit it, you guys can fit this one over here. You can also select the alignment. Okay, so if you want it to be aligned here on the top, you guys will be able to align here in the top, and also you guys can select the colors. Okay, so here you guys can see if I just take a black color. Okay, so if I just click on apply changes, so this is how you guys can see how it actually looks onto a black t-shirt. Okay, so this is how you guys will be able to select. Okay, if you want to do some smart cropping, okay, so the AI will do some smart cropping for you over here. Okay, so if you just come here on top, you guys can see this is how the smart cropping basically works. And if you want to fill it up, you guys can come here, bring it in the middle, and it will just fill up by itself. If you want to flip it up, if you want to flip this thing horizontally or vertically, here you guys can see it's being changed vertically over here. If you want to do it horizontally, you guys can do that. Okay, so I will just come here into the fit option, and I will come back down here. And now if I want to save this particular file, I will be able to save this file from here as well. If I just zoom in, okay, so suppose if I want to zoom in onto the t-shirt of how it actually looks. Okay, so here you guys can see the t-shirt design, and this is basically the mock-up in a black t-shirt. Okay, so here you guys can see this is the typography t-shirt which you have just created using Canva. And if you want to save all these three files, go to download altogether, take the PNG file. Otherwise, if you want to take it in a PDF or in a GIF, okay, you guys will be able to take that from here as well. Okay, so I'll come here and I will just select all pages and I'll just click on done and just click on the download option. And once this is downloaded, you guys can send it to your client or anyone you're working with. Suppose it's for yourself, you guys will be able to get a mock-up of how your t-shirt design basically looks. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood this class on how you'll be able to create some stunning typography t-shirt using Canva. So hope to see you all in the next chapter. Okay, so we'll be learning more about t-shirt designing, different type of design from our next class. Till then, take care and goodbye. So before that, I will just save this file. So I'll just write this here as typography t-shirt design. Okay, so I will just save it as typography t-shirt design. Select the file. Hope I do have my Canva file right over here and I can just save it. Otherwise, I'll just come here and save it in my downloads file here as well. Okay, so now I'll just save this thing up and yeah, this is basically done. If I want to go back to the normal space, I can come here and go to the normal page here as well. Hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone. Hello everyone and welcome you all to another chapter of the Canva t-shirt design tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 3 and here I'll be showing you guys how you can do logo t-shirt design. Okay, so we'll be learning how to do some logo t-shirt design here in Canva. I'll be telling you guys what are the different ways of how you can create up a logo and use it in your t-shirt. I'll also be showing you guys a mock-up here as well. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the Canva. So the first thing what I'm going to do is I am going to take up a new page or create a new design, go to custom size. So basically from here I can choose. Otherwise, what I can do is I can go to create design. And from here, you guys can see I do have different sizes. So let me just take it 500 into 500 pixels right over here. And here you guys can see I do have a preset right over here, and these are few of the logo presets which you guys can also use. Okay, so I'll be showing you guys few of the logos you can create quite easily. Okay, so first off, you go to the text option, and from the text option you guys can just take this particular word, click on the backspace, and now I can just click on F, and what I can do is I can click outside, and after that I will increase the size. Okay, so I will be able to increase the size of the letter from here as well. Okay, the way we want. And after that I can come here and now I can just create another box. Okay, so I will just create one box, and what I can do is select this whole thing, click on backspace, and you can write Funday. Okay, so you can just make a logo for Fun Day. Suppose the company name is Fun Day, or I can come here and also what I can do is I can just get all of these things in small caps. Okay, so I can also do that from here as well. Okay, so I will just come to this option if I want to change it. So from here you guys can see I can just change from here as well. Otherwise I can come here and I can just type things down. Okay, so it also depends on different type of fonts as well. Okay, so the type of fonts which you're using, it also depends on that as well. I will come here and I will just align it quite well. Okay, so what I can do is I can just align it right over here. Okay, if I want to put this thing more onto that sides, okay, I can put on more onto the sides here as well. Okay, so after typing this, what I can do is I will just select this particular layer. So I can also check the layering here as well. If I want to change the font style, okay, I can come here and here you guys can see I can just change the font style. If I want to go back, I can just go back right from here as well. Okay, a lot of things are over here which you guys can actually choose from. Okay, a lot of fonts. Okay, so there are different type of cursives as well. Okay, you guys can come here and work on with cursive writing here as well. Okay, here you guys can see I do have few of the cursives over here. Otherwise, you guys can go to the text styles. From here also, you guys can select what you need. Okay, so I'll just come here onto this text, and from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the effects option, and now here I want to put some outline. Okay, so here you guys can see there is a small outline, and suppose I will just increase the thickness of the outline by 100%. Okay, so I'll just increase the thickness of the outline by 100%, and from the color I will choose up a white color. Okay, so in that case here you guys can see now I can just decrease it from this side over here as well. Okay, so here you guys can see a small design which is just right over here. Okay, and what I can do is if you want to put up some logos and stuff, in that case you guys will also be able to put up some logos and stuff over here as well. Okay, so if I just take all of this thing and if I just turn it into a white color, so for that I will come here, let me just come right over here and just select this particular color. Okay, come to this word and now select a white color right over here, and you can also do is you can come over onto this particular if particular word right over here, and now you guys can go to the effects option, and from here you guys can just select the outline option right from here. Okay, so basically you guys can see the outline thing which kind of looks great right over here. If you want to change up the color, you guys can also do that. Otherwise, go to the elements option, and from elements you guys can actually search different graphics. Okay, so here if you just come and if you just type lines, okay, I will just click on enter, and here you guys can see I do have different lines right over here which I can choose from. So let's take this particular line which I do have over here, and what I can do is if I want to increase the size, okay, I can just increase the size and I can just keep it somewhere like this accordingly. Okay, so I will just maintain this one right over here, and here you guys can see the logo. If I want to give this thing up a different color, so in that case I can come here and I can just give this thing a different color. Okay, so if you want to give this thing a color quite like this, otherwise I'll just select the white color itself. I'll select this one, go to the option right over here, the color option, and just select the white color, which looks quite better. Okay, so if you want to do some alignment, okay, if you want to change the alignment or anything as such, you guys can come here and change the alignment from here as well. Okay, and after that if you want to come here onto the elements option, and if you want to go back, go to all option again, and from here you guys can just select bubble. Okay, so I'll just select bubble, I'll click on enter, and here you guys can see I do have this particular graphics, and I'll just right click, go to the layer option, and I'll just click on send to back. Okay, so I will just click on send to back option, select this one, go to layer option, and I'll just click on send to back right over here, go to layer, and now if you want to send it backward, here you guys can see now I will be able to send it backward over here as well. Now go to layer option, I will just click on bring to front. Okay, so here you guys can see you guys will be able to bring it here onto the font as well. If you want to put some things, okay, if you want to change the color of this particular thing right over here, you guys can also do that and check it right from here as well. So let me just keep this thing right over here, just put it in one side and just go to this color right over here. You guys can select the color whatever you want to choose right over here. Okay, so here you guys can also see the outline is being changed. Okay, if you want to decrease the size, you guys will also be able to decrease the size quite like this right over here. If you want to change the color of this word, you guys will be able to change the color of this word from here as well. So let's take this one, let's come to text color, let's take up a different color. Okay, let's take a somewhat dark color. Okay, so let's keep black right over here, and this one also I will just change it to the color which I have here right over here. Okay, so this is the logo which you have just created. And now what you can do is if you want to see how it actually looks, okay, so in that case, go to this option right over here, and what you can do is you can come here, and from here you can just go to the effects option, and after that you guys can come here and check what all you do have right over here as well. If you want to group this thing up, you guys will also be able to group this thing up from here. Come here and just click onto the group option, and now you can move it according to yourself. So if you want to increase the size, you guys can come and increase the size quite like this. If I want to add up a new page, so here you guys can see I have just added up a new page over here as well. Okay, and once I have selected this one, okay, I can just bring that image right over here onto this page. Otherwise, I'll select this one, and what I can do is I can just go to the edit option. Okay, so once you are right over here, suppose if I just take this particular image, or if I just take this particular page, okay, if I want to do some smart mockups, okay, you guys can come here, and suppose if I just select this one, if I go to the edit image option, so from here you guys can also select smart mockups. Okay, so suppose for a hoodie right over here, if I want to do a smart mockup on to this one, here you guys can see only that particular part is being selected. Okay, come here if you wanna take this thing up. Okay, so if you wanna ungroup it, I will just delete it for now. Okay, and I'll just go back again. Okay, so here you guys can see this is how you guys will be able to create this particular design. And now you guys can go to share, go to the download option, and I'll just want to copy one page. Okay, click on done and click onto the download option right over here. Okay, and you can just rename it as a logo t-shirt design. Okay, logo t-shirt design. Okay, so I'll just click on logo t-shirt design, and I'll just click onto the save option. So let me just choose the location. Where do I want to select and save it? So once I'm done, okay, so I will just come here onto this particular page. If I want to change the color of the page, let me just get up a white color of this particular document. In this case, now here you guys can see a lot of options. Okay, so basically you guys will be able to select from all of these options over here as well. Otherwise, if you want to directly go onto for the mockups, you guys can come down over here onto the mockup option. And from here, let's go to apparel. Okay, and now here you guys can see some t-shirts right over here. So you guys can check out those t-shirts from here as well. Okay, so let's take this guy right over here, and let's just increase the size of the page of how it will actually look. So let me just keep this thing right here in the middle. And now what I'm going to do is I will go to the uploads option. So from the uploads option, what you can do is you can go to upload files, and I'll just upload this particular file right from here. Okay, and here you guys can see this particular thing is getting loaded. Drag and drop this one here onto this particular image right over here. Okay, so it might take some time. So here you guys can see now you have this particular logo right over here. Okay, and if you want to edit this stuff, you go to the edit option. Okay, and it will directly take you to the mockup page. So I want to change the t-shirt color. Okay, so there are different options, so from where you guys can check out new t-shirt color. So I have selected black color over here, and now I'll click on apply changes. So this is how it's going to look in a black t-shirt. This particular logo, if you want to put it here on top, you guys can get that particular thing there on the top as well. Okay, if you want to flip this one, you guys can flip it. If you want to align it properly, you guys will also be able to align it quite properly over here as well. Okay, so if you want to give this thing a rotation or anything as such, you guys will be able to give this rotation as well. So I'll just keep click on apply changes, and I'll just go back. So this one is basically done. So here if I just zoom in a little bit, okay, you guys can see how this particular logo will look on a t-shirt. Okay, so now this part is basically done. So let's look onto another one. Okay, so for that, again, I'll take the same page. Okay, I'll just take another page right over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to select a black color page right over here as well. Okay, so in that case, you guys can select a black color page, or if it's a white color page, no worries with that. Okay, so again, I will just take my text box from here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to select a text right over here. And from here, basically, let me select what kind of text type do I want to use. So let's take this one right over here, backspace, and I'll just click on S. Okay. And after writing this one, what I can do is I can just increase its size. Okay. So I will just increase its size quite over here. If you want to increase the size to more, okay, you guys can come here and just select this quite over here. Okay, so now what I can do is once I am done right over here, okay, so now I will take another text box. Okay, so now let's click over here, and now I will take the same font, okay, which is Adel. I will just select the same one over here. So I'll come here and I'll just click on ADE. Okay, so I will just click on ADE. So here you guys can see I do have this particular thing right over here. And now I will just write IMON, Simon. Okay, so I have just written this particular thing down. Let's just increase its size from here as well. Okay, and what you can do is you can just align it properly. Okay, so if you want to align it, you guys can come here, align it, select this particular word, go to the effects option. From here, you guys can select what you need. Like, do you want it hollow? Do you need an outline for this one? Okay, so just let's select the color as white for now. So here you guys can see how it actually looks. Okay, so from here I will just come down over here again, and what I can do is I will just select this text, and I will come here, select this whole thing, and now I will just type a bakery. Okay, so I will just type a bakery. And what I can do is I can come here and I can just select what kind of font style am I looking for. Okay, so if you want a font style quite like this, you guys can come here and you guys can select it quite from here as well. Okay, so now I will just increase the size of this particular thing here as well. And what I can do is I can just give this thing a outline. Okay, so if I want to select any different color outline, in that case, I can come here, select this particular word, go to the effects option, and from here, select on the outline option from here. So basically, I will be able to choose from here. Suppose if I want to take a maroon color, okay, so I will just take the lining as this maroon color right over here. If I want to do it, I can do it right from here as well. Okay, so you guys can come here and you guys can check the color, and if you want to change the color of the font, you guys will be able to do it from here as well. Okay, so from here different type of document colors, and these are different colors. From here you guys can basically choose which type of color do you prefer. Okay, and once you're done doing this, you guys can go to elements, as this is about a bakery. So I need to put on some graphics related bakery. So I can just type bakery over here. Okay. So if I just type bakery, here you guys will be able to see that I do have different graphics. Okay. So these are few of the graphics which you guys can choose from. Otherwise, you guys can make your own. Okay. So you guys can come here and let's place this somewhere around here. Okay, so let's place it somewhere around here. And what I can do is I will also try to align it quite properly. Okay, so I will just try to align it somewhere over here onto these sides. Okay, so here you guys can see, otherwise I can just bring this thing down a little bit. Otherwise, in this place, if I just select a white background, in that case, I'll just go to effects, and in color, I will just select the white color right from here. Okay, so this is the logo. Okay, if you want to change anything, or if you want to add anything in this case, you guys can come here and you guys can add this onto your logo. Suppose from here you want to change any color. Okay, so for that, you guys can come here, go to the document color option, and from here you guys will be able to choose what kind of color are you looking for. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have a different color options. Okay, so in this graphic also, if you wanna change the graphic color to something different, you guys can come here and search what kind of color you are looking for in your graphics. So in that case, I will just select this one, and yeah, this kind of looks good. And let me just change the color over here as well. Okay, so let me just change the color quite over here. Okay, let's take a big circle. Okay, so let's create a circle, go to elements, and now here you guys can search for a circle or bubble. Okay, so in that case, you guys can come here and just put on this particular logo. Suppose let's select circle. Okay, so I want to add up a shape right over here. And now what I can do is I can just increase its size. Suppose I will come here, I will just increase the size of this particular thing. Just keep it here in the middle. Right click onto this option. Okay, you guys can right click, otherwise go to position, and here you can send it to back. Okay, so you can just send it to back. Come here, go to this color option, and maybe select a different color from here as well. Okay, so you guys can see, you guys can just select a different color. And here now let me just select it as black only. Okay, so I'll just select it, go to text color, select black, and yeah, the black looks quite better. And here you guys can see this particular logo is now ready to use. And now what you can do is you can just copy this particular logo. Okay, so you guys can come here and now just group all this thing up. So I'll just click on the mouse, I'll just group this thing up from here, click onto the group option, this is being grouped, go to the share option, go to downloads, and now I just only want to select this particular page. So for that, I'll come here, click on done, click onto the download option, and now this particular image is getting downloaded. So it's already done. Now I just need to save it up. I will go to downloads option, and from here what I can do is I can just name this file as logo t-shirt design bakery. Okay, so I will just type bakery over here. Okay, and I'll just close this bracket up, and now I will click onto the save option. So basically, before downloading this one, okay, so let me just make some changes onto this one. Okay, so I'll just ungroup all of this right over here. Just click outside, just select one of these letters. And what I can go is I can go to the outlines right over here, and I can just select up a different color, which is there as my background. Okay, so now here you can see the white color. Okay, if I just want to move this thing a bit up, I can also move this thing a bit up, but I think the alignment and each and everything looks quite great. And if I want to put up any kind of border, so in that case, I will come here. I can come here and select the border if I want to change the shape. Okay, so I can come here onto the shape option from here. Otherwise, let's go to the border option from here first. Okay, so basically, I'll be able to change this type of, I will be able to change to all of this type. Okay, so this designs, which I do have some of the presets. I'll just go to the borders, and if I want to increase the border, I will be able to increase the border quite like this. Let me just get it to 15. Okay, and basically I will be able to change the border color from here as well. Okay, so if I want to choose some gradient color, I will be able to choose some gradient color quite like this as well. Okay, if you want to take some colors like this or kind of like this. Okay, so here you guys can see some gradients. Otherwise, I will just select some basic colors from here as well. Okay, if you want to work on with the photo colors, you guys will be able to do that from here as well. Otherwise, directly come onto this option, and from here you guys will be able to choose what kind of color you guys will be able to give. Okay, so come here, and this one looks quite great, and now I am ready to download it. So I'll just go to the download option, and I want to just print this particular page. Go to download, and this one is being downloaded right now. Okay, so now I will just save this one over here as well. Modified logo, and I will just save it right over here onto my downloads. So I'll just save this thing up, and what I can do now is I will just add up a new page. Okay, come here down, okay, and go to the mockups option, and from the mockup, let's come here onto the apparel option, and from the apparel I can just take some t-shirts. Okay, so if you wanna print this logo on the back side of a t-shirt, you guys can come here and now increase the size of this image accordingly. Okay, so now I will just keep this thing quite right over here, and I'll just increase the size quite over here as well. Let's place it here in the center. Okay, so I will just try to place it here in the center. And what I can do is go to the uploads option. So I will come here onto the upload option, go to upload files, and from here I will just upload this particular file which I have currently downloaded for the mockup. Okay, and now what I can do is I can just drag this one, and I can just bring it over here onto this image. Okay, so now as you guys can see, now I will have that particular logo. So this is how your logo is going to look like. If you want to edit this, you guys will come here and click onto the edit option. If you want to fill it up, you guys can come here and just fill it up the whole back. Otherwise, if you just want to fill it to the frame, you guys can also fit it to the frame over here as well. Okay, you guys can see the alignment as well. If I want to align it here on the top, okay, this is how it will look. So let's come over here, go to the edit option again. Okay, and now if you want to select the t-shirt color to black, I will click over here and click on apply changes. Okay, so this is how it's actually going to look like in a black t-shirt. But no worries with that. If you want to come over here again, okay, otherwise, if you want to select this one, and if you want to change it later, you guys can come here to this original file, and from here basically you guys will be able to change the background color. Suppose if I want a background color of black, I can come here and I can just make it black accordingly. So I hope you guys have understood this class on how you will be able to make some logo t-shirt design. I have showed you guys two logos, okay, which you guys will be able to make some t-shirt design using these logos. Make sure that you choose your logos properly, do some stunning designs. Lastly, come here into the share option, go to download, and right now I want to download all the pages. So if you want to decrease the size, you guys can come here and decrease the size from here. I will click on download all. Okay, and now I will just select all of these pages and download it accordingly. So it might take some time, and now I'll just save it according to the file name. So I'll just name this as logo t-shirt design file. Okay, so logo t-shirt design file. Okay, so I'll just name this one right over here. Go to the downloads option, and now just save this particular file right over here, and that file is being downloaded. So I hope you guys have understood this class. Hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the Canva t-shirt design tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 4, and here I'll be showing you guys by designing a t-shirt with an image. Okay, so we'll take some image over here first, and after that I will show you guys how you will be able to get the object from those images. We'll be learning about all of that and how to design those accordingly. So let's not waste time and let's get started on designing a t-shirt with an image in Canva. So here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the Canva application. And from here, now the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to customize a size. Otherwise, if I do want to take it from any kind of presets, so in that case, I will be able to take those from this preset option from here, as you guys can see. And if I go on top from here, also I can customize size. Okay, so this was the last one which I used, but from here I will take 4,500 or 450 and 550 pixels right over here. Okay, so I will just click on to create design. And now here, as you guys can see, it created a design for me right over here. Okay, so if I want to zoom in a little, I can basically zoom in a little bit. Okay, so if I do want to go onto the sides, I can come onto the sides as well. Okay, so in this one, what we're going to do is first thing I will select this one and I want to change its color. Okay, so in that case, I'll go to the background color and whatever color do I want to choose, I can choose it from here. If I want any kind of gradients and all, in that case, I will be able to select from gradients as well. But for now, I will take a solid black color. Okay, so I'm going to do this t-shirt designing into a black t-shirt. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'll go to elements, and from elements now I am going to search some photos. Okay, so I'll just go to the photos option, and basically from here now let me search some statues. Okay, so I'll just click on enter, and here you guys can see I do have a lot of statues which are right over here which I can basically use. Okay, so there are a lot of statues right over here. And what I'll do is I will come here. I will just click onto this one, and otherwise I will come here. Let's take something in whites. Okay, so it will be better. So yeah, I have taken this thing right over here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to come here and make sure that you do have a Canva Pro version. Okay, when you're trying to do it. Okay, so in this case I'm going to just remove the background. Okay, but if you don't have the Canva Pro version, then there are different kind of websites from where you guys will be able to remove the background of the image as well. Okay, so if you go to your search engine, from there you guys can basically search. So now go to edit photo, and under this Magic Studio, okay, so you do have this BG remover. Okay, so BG remover is basically the background remover. So if I just click onto the background remover, here you guys can see now this image background has been removed. Okay, and here, if you think, okay, some of the parts I just want it here inside the image. Okay, if you want to control this particular settings right over here. So in that case, what you can do is you can come here and click onto this option, which is called the configure. Okay, so from here, basically, if you want to erase any part, okay, so if you want to erase this part right over here, you can come here and you can click. So that particular part is being removed. Okay, and here you guys can see I'm doing the same right over here. If I want to decrease my brush size, here you guys can see now I do have decreased the brush size right over here. Okay, so now if I want to just show you, if I just want to show you guys right over here, if you want to move it, you guys will be able to move it. If you want to move it in a straight line, just hold and drag. Okay, so I'll just go back, Control Z. Okay, so this one is quite perfect. And some part, if you want to restore any part, suppose this side I want to restore. Okay, so here you guys can click and restore those particular parts quite like that. Okay, so now I will just go again back over here, and here you guys can see my image is kind of loading right now because this is just removing the background as I have made some changes over there. Okay, so now here you guys can see I do have this particular image, and now if I want to decrease the size, proportionally. Okay, so in that case, I will just come here and I will just decrease the size of the image quite proportionally. Okay, and now I will just keep this image right over here. Okay, and if I want to do some editing to this image, I can also do that. Okay, so I will just increase the size a little bit from this side and a bit from this side here as well. Just keep it here in the exact center. Okay, and once this is basically done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the edit photo option, and suppose if you want to flip the image, you guys can also select how you want to flip. Okay, so if you want to flip it horizontally, okay, you guys can just flip it quite like this. Okay, and now go to the edit photo option, and here you guys can see under the filters option in my effects, I do have a lot of thing, okay, which I can basically choose from. Okay, so here as you guys can see, there are different filters. Okay, so from these filters, I can basically choose which kind do I want. Okay, so there are some vintage one right over here. Okay, if you want to check out which one you want to choose. Okay, so there are worms, okay, and natural. Few of it are there. You guys can basically select. So let me just come here and let me just select a vintage one. Okay, so let's come here at the starting and let's select this, or let's select this one. Okay, so now once I am done, what I'm going to do is I am going to come back right over here. If you want to adjust the coloring, okay, you guys can adjust the temperature, okay, and adjust the tint from here. If you want to add some brightness, okay, you guys can do that. I will just decrease the brightness a little bit. I will increase the contrast over here. And now here also you guys can see I do have different highlights right over here. Okay, so here if you wanna edit the color, okay, so you guys can come here and just edit the sharpness of the color. Okay, you can change the sharpness, the clarity, the vignette. Okay, if you wanna edit the color of this thing, and in total if you want to edit the color, you guys can come here and edit it according to yourself. Okay, so once you're done, if you want to crop it from any side, you guys can come here and you guys can basically crop and also rotate this image up. Okay, if you want to rotate this thing kind of like this, so I'll just go back again. Otherwise, I will just click on auto. I will just click on to 0 again over here. Click on enter, and yeah, if I just increase the size, here you guys can see. So let me just go back of how it was before. Okay, so again, I got this image, but here I have just edited the image. Here you guys can see I can also select the intensity from here. Okay, and if I want to add any shadows and stuff, in that case, I can just add a shadow over here as well. Okay. So now once I'm done here with the image, what I can do is I can come here onto the share option, go to download, and under download, what I can do is I can just select the transparent background and I will just save it. Okay. So now here you guys can see this thing is getting saved. Okay. So I will come right over here onto my downloads and I will name this one as t-shirt design with image. And after that, I'll save it over here. Okay. So now this thing is basically saved. And what I'll do is I will just add another page right over here. Okay. So I'll just add another page. And now here in this page, I will upload the same image which I have just downloaded. Okay, so here you guys can see I will just open this thing up here. Okay, like I will add more effects to it. Okay, so I'll come here and here you guys can see I do have this particular image. Okay, I can just increase the size, and if I want to decrease it, I can just decrease the size here as well. Okay, so I'll just keep this thing quite over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to place it here in the middle. So let's try to search the middle right over here. Yeah. I will just keep this thing like this one. And what I'm going to do is I am going to select this one, go to the edit photo option, and from the edit photo option, I can just put on some different effects. Okay, so I can just put on some different effects. Otherwise, I will just come back here, and what I can do is I can just put on some blur and all. Okay, if I want to use the duotone, I will be able to use this duotone here as well. Okay, I can select the shadow colors. Okay, so I can click over here if I want a different color of shadow. I can just select it and I can just click here on OK. If I don't want to add any highlights, okay, I can just add some highlights right over here as well. And I will just click right over here. And now, if I want to add some text, I will come here onto the text option. And what I can do is I can just select any of this text right from here, just select outside. And first thing, what I'm going to do is I am going to select the text color. Okay, so for me, from this text color, what I'm going to do is I am going to come here, select it as white, and now I will start typing. Okay, and here I will just delete this thing up, and now I will just type statue. Okay, so I will just type statue right over here, and what I can do is I can just bring it up quite like this. Otherwise, there is another way how it will look better. Okay, so let me just put it right over here, and I'll just duplicate one of this, and I will just put it right over here, and I will just change it to TUE statue. Okay, so here you guys can see this is how you guys will be able to work right over here. Okay, and here if you want to change the font, okay, so you will be able to change the font from here as well. Okay, so there are different kind of fonts. Whatever you do want to choose, you guys will be able to choose it right from here. Okay, so if I want to add this one, otherwise let's come down, and from here let's try to see what all type of fonts do I have here. Okay, so let's select this right over here. Okay, this looks quite nice, and now let's come down and let's choose something in bold. Okay, so if I want to search bold writings, I can come here and it will just show me the results over here. So I'll just click on to the enter option. So now here you guys can see I do have these suggestions right over here. Okay, so let me just take this one. Okay, so I have selected this one right over here, and it might take some time to apply it over onto my text. And here I am just able to put that particular thing right up over here. If I wanna maintain it, I can just do that from here as well. I will just change the font of this one over here as well. Let me delete this, select this one, and I'll just duplicate another layer of this particular thing. Let's keep it, and let's select this thing up, and I'll just write UE. Okay, so now I have just put up this effect right over here. Okay, if you want to change the color of the font, you guys will be able to change the color of the font as well. Okay, so here you guys can see text color. Okay, so I will just come here onto this option, and from here I will select this particular text colors. Okay, so it quite well matches. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to put on some designs right over here. Okay, so in that case, I will go to elements option, go back, and I will just type stars. Okay, so I'll just type stars over here, and it will show me few of the graphics which I'm going to use. Okay, so from here, as you guys can see, I do have all of these graphics right over here. Okay, so now I will just come over onto this option over here, and now I'll be choosing few of the graphics which I'm going to use. So here, as you guys can see now, I do have all these stars over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to just put these things somewhere over here. If I want to decrease the size, I can just decrease the size from here, and I can just put it quite like this. Okay, so you guys will be able to put things quite like this. Otherwise, you guys can also move around according to yourself, the way you want to put it. Okay, and instead of stars graphics, if I want to search any other graphics, like let me just search for king. Okay, and if I just click on enter, okay, so let's see what are the suggestions right over here. So here you guys can see now I do have all of these graphics which I can basically choose from. Okay, so if I do want to take this stuff right over here, what I can do is I can come here and I will just decrease its size. And what I can do is I can just put it right over here somewhere. Okay, so if I want to put this thing quite like this, I can just put it like this here as well. If I want to move it, okay, I can just use my arrow keys as well to move these things up. So I'll just keep it right over here. And if I don't want to add some text around, okay, so I will also be able to put some text around over here. Okay, so if I want to put this one, okay, so let's take this and now let's decrease its size quite like this. And now let's decrease its size over here as well. Okay, so I will just put this one. I will put this and I'll just put this one right over here. If I want to decrease the size, I can decrease the size quite well. I will select this one, go to the page up button. I can just move it onto the top a little bit. Okay, so I will come here and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some text. Okay, so here I do have a quote. I will just copy this one, Control C from my keyboard, go to Canva, and now I will just go to text, select this one, otherwise just select this particular place, and you can just click onto this option. Okay, so I'll just click right over here, select the color and just get it color quite like this. Okay, so now I will just decrease the size maybe to 12. Okay, so I will just take a size of 10 is also fine. Backspace, Control V. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click onto the backspace option, and now I will just decrease the letter size from here. And if I want to put it quite like this, I can also put it. If I want to decrease the writing size kind of like that, I will be able to do kind of like that here as well. Okay, so now let me just put it right over here onto the sides. Select this one, maybe just put this right over here onto one side. Let's move it up a little bit right over here. And now let's just decrease the size of the text here as well. So I'll just keep this thing right over here, and this is how the t-shirt design kind of looks like. If I want to add more things up, I will be able to add more things from here as well. Let's go to all option, and from here, let's click on designs. Okay, designs, and I'll just click on enter. And here you guys can see I do have a lot of graphics which I can use from. Okay, so here I can also change the color. Okay, so if I just want a white color, okay, so in that case I can come here and I can just put the white coloring right over here. And what I can do is I can just right click, go to layer option, and I'll just send this thing basically to the back. Okay, and after sending to the back, this thing looks quite well as well. Okay, and here if I want to put up another big word, okay, so in that case what I'm going to do is I am going to come right over here, select the text option, and from the text option just take a text. Okay, and from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and from here now I will just change the color. Okay, so let me just change the color to white, and now I will just write the place. Okay, so I will just write the place over here. And what I'm going to do is if I want to edit this one, okay, so in that case, I'll show you another way how to do that. But let me first fit this one or place this one quite nicely. Okay, so I'll just place it right over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to select text type. Okay, so now let's select what kind of text do I want to select. Okay, so if I just take a text quite like this, and suppose if I come right over here, if I want to put on some effects, okay, so I can come here and I can just put on some shadow effects quite like this. Okay, I can select the direction. Okay, I will be able to select the direction quite over here. And also if I want to do the blur, I can select the blur. Okay, if I want it to be curved, I can also do that from here as well. Okay, so now once I have selected the color, if I do want to change the color, I can also change the color. Maybe I'll just take something in blue. Okay, so something in blue quite like this. And now I will just save this slide. Okay, so in that case I will go to the share option. Okay, so I will just click onto the share option from here, go to downloads, and now I will just download it properly. Okay, so come here onto this page, and I don't want the transparent background, and I just want only the last page. Okay, and I'll just click on done, and now go to download, and now I will just click on to the download option. So this one is getting downloaded right now. Okay, so I will just write to, and I'll just save it over onto my downloads file. Okay, so I'll just save it right over here. And now again, I will go to my uploads option. And from here, I will just go to upload files, and I'll just upload this particular file right over here. Okay, so again, I will just add up another page. Okay, and after that I will just take up this image, and what I'm going to do is I am going to increase the size of the image quite nicely. Okay, so I'll just increase the size right over here. I will just increase the size from this side here as well. And now I am going to come here, and now as this one is an image, okay, so from here now I will just duplicate this one. Okay, so here as you guys can see, now I have just duplicated. So now I will just crop this image down. So I do have two images on top of each other. Okay, go to edit photo option, go to the crop option, and from the crop option, what you guys can do is you guys can come here, and you guys will be able to crop this thing down. Okay, so I will just come here and I'll just crop this down right here, and I will just come over here, and let's go back. I will just select this one, and I'll just crop it over here, crop it somewhere over here as well. Okay, so here you guys can see I'll just crop this particular part, and now I am going to edit the photo. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have different options. So to this one as well, I can just select different kinds of shadows right over here. I can select the intensity. Okay, so from here you guys can also put things quite like this. Okay, so this one looks quite nice. You can just check out which one you do want to put. Okay, so you guys can select here, and from here basically you guys can just select which kind of letter you want. Okay, so if you want to colorize those things, you guys can also do that from here as well. If you want to go back, come here, go back onto this option, and from here you guys can also add some blur, some dew tone, and some shadows as well. Okay, so if you want to put some drop shadows, you guys can also put on some drop shadows, the outline. Okay, so I'll just keep this thing quite like this, and now my t-shirt design is basically done. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just select this particular page, go to the down option, and from here I will go to the mockup option. Okay, so here I will just show you guys a mock-up onto a t-shirt. Okay, so I'll go to the apparels from here, and here you guys can see. Now let's just put this t-shirt. Okay, so I will just here, add the page up, and after adding a page I will go to the apparel option, and from the apparel option let me just come down a little bit, this particular image right over here. Now let's increase the size. Okay, so I will just increase the size of the image that it fits properly. Okay, and after that now I will go to edit option, and from edit option, if I want to come here, let's delete this one, go to the share option, select this, go to share option, select the download, and from download what you're going to do is select the page number 3. Okay, so you don't want to select anything else, only the page number 3. So click onto done, and now click onto the download option. Okay, so now that particular thing is getting downloaded. So now I will click over here main design. Okay, so as this one is the main design, I will name this one as the main design as well. Okay, so I'll click on OK, and this is being downloaded. So what I'll do is now I'll just come again onto the uploads option. And from the uploads option, I will go to upload files, the main design, and the main design is being uploaded right over here. And now I will just place it onto this image. Okay, so now I will come here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to just put up this design right over here. Okay, so I will just wait here for some time, and here you guys can see the t-shirt design onto this particular t-shirt. Okay, so after selecting this, if you want to edit things up, you guys can come here onto the edit option, and let's change the color of the t-shirt to black. And once you have selected the black color, click on apply changes. Okay, so here you guys can see how it actually looks without, or like with a black t-shirt. Okay, so this is how it looks. If you don't want to see the differences between the colors of the background and the t-shirt, so you guys can come here onto the share option. Okay, select this one, go to the share option, go to download, and the page number 3. Okay, so now I will select the transparent background, and I will click on download. Okay, so here I will just type a transparent background. Okay, so transparent background over here. Okay, so I'll just click on transparent background, and I'll just save this file. Okay, so once I have saved this file, what I'll do is I will come here and go to the uploads option. From the upload option, and I'll come to this option right over here. So this thing is still getting downloaded, I guess. Okay, so I will just check it over here, and let's check it from the files. Okay, so let's come here to the downloads option, and yeah, this is being getting downloaded, but I will just give this download another time. Okay, so I'll come here, I will go to this option, go to the share option, go to download page 3. So now here I have just downloaded the transparent background. So again, what I'm going to do is I'll just come down over here, add up a new page, and here go to the elements option, or just come here onto the mockups. Okay, and from mockups, let's take another image right over here. So let's take this image down, and I will just increase the size of the image quite like this. Okay, so I will just increase size, and from top here as well. Okay, so I will just increase the size, and what I'm going to do is I am going to go to my uploads option. Okay, so from the uploads option, what I can do is I can just select upload files. I'll select this transparent file right over here. Okay, and now once I'm here, let's go to the edit option. But before that, let's upload this image. Okay, so this image is getting uploaded. So I'll just delete it. let's drag and drop. Okay, so once I have dragged and dropped this thing particular here, it's just taking some time, and that is basically applied over here. Okay, so as you guys can see, now the same way again, come here, select this image, go to the edit option, and from edit option you just need to select the color, and let's just apply changes over here. Okay, so here you guys can see I have just applied the changes right over here as well. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood this class on how you will be able to actually make some t-shirt design out of an image. Now I will just download all of these 5 files all together. Okay, so hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our class of Canva t-shirt design. So this is the time for our class project number 3 out of the whole 3 things which we learned, which was Canva, Illustrator, and the Photoshop. Okay, so this is the class project number 3. So now here I'll be showing you guys about vintage t-shirt design. Okay, I'll show you guys how to do that first using few of the steps which you need to follow, and after that I'll show you guys in the application how you'll be able to do that. So let's say the steps what all we need to follow. So here you guys can see I do have the name of the class project as design of vintage t-shirt. So here you guys can see a description, so you guys can read those, and there is also an outcome. I will directly go on to the steps of what all you need to follow. So the step 1, create a new design. Step 2, take an image and place it under a frame. Step 3, take separate text box for the text. Step 4, place those texts accordingly. Step 5, edit the image and also the text. And once you're done, download the file from the application and upload it in our project panel that I can view it and I can just give you guys my opinion on that. Okay, so let's see and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the Canva. So I'll come here onto the create a design, and from here I will just go to customize size and I'll just create a new design right over here. So as you guys can see, now I do have this particular page right over here, and what I can do is I can just come here. The first thing, go to the photos option. Okay, go to search elements, and from here you can search different kind of photos. Okay, so now the first thing I'll do is I'll come here and I will take up an image of a bitch. Okay, so I'll just click here, enter, and here you guys can see I do have different images. Okay, so from here, basically, if I do want to see this particular locations as well, I can just see it from here. Okay, so here you guys can see Paradise Beach on Tropical Island. Okay, so I will just click onto this one, and here if I want to increase the size, I will be able to increase the size from here as well. Okay, and now I can also edit this photo. Okay, I can come here, I can just put on a different type of filters over here. Here you guys can see if I do want to put some vintage one, I can come here and I can just put on some vintage one. Let's take this antique one right over here, and I can also increase or decrease its size. Okay, so I'll come here and let's just decrease the size. Let's keep it here in the middle, and now I want to put it inside one frame. Okay, so I will come here onto the elements option, and from the elements option I will just type frame. Okay, so here you guys can see onto this top option I do have these particular frames. So from here, let me just go with a circle. Okay, so I will just place it right over here in the center, and I can just put it quite like this. Okay, so if I want to actually decrease the size of the image, okay, I can come here, I can just decrease or I can just move it around. Okay, so I will just move it around quite like this over here, and I can just click on done. And here you guys can see now only this particular part is visible. Okay, so if I click over here, if I do want to add some of the colors onto the borders, I can also do that. Okay, so if I just select a red color, it will just fill this whole box with red color. But here, if I come onto the border style, if I add some borders here, you guys can see I can just take out those colors. Okay, so let me just put this color onto the frame over here. And now let's go to this particular text box. And from here, the first thing I will go for is all this text type. Okay, so now I will just come here and let's type a tropical paradise. Okay, so I will just write T, and what I'll do is I will just decrease the size of this box. Now I will come here and I'll just duplicate the layer. Okay, so I can just come here. So I will just duplicate this one as well. Okay, so you can do it using Alt as well. Okay, so I will come here and I will just take, so I will just write paradise over here. I will come onto this option and now I will just click on backspace. I'll just write P, and over here I'll just write A, and right over here I will just place those ticks according to myself. Okay, so you guys can also overlap those things. Okay, so if you want to give this thing a great uh effect. Okay, so now I'll just write it again, and I need space for two more. Okay, so now I will just write I, and now again I will just select this word, and using Alt I will just duplicate. Okay, and again I will just duplicate it over here as well. What I can do is I can just place those text accordingly. Okay, so the way I want. So let me just keep it over here, and I'll just keep this thing right somewhere here, and I will keep it here. And now I will just take this one. Okay, and I will just keep this one, and I'll just delete it. Okay, and I'll just write S, where I will basically put this one. Let's just place it in a line or in alignment how I want. Okay, so I will just write S over here, and let's start this thing from here on top a little bit. Let's bring it down here. Let's take this one. Let's go up here, or let's bring it quite down here. Okay, so you guys can just place it the way you want. Okay, so I'm just doing it myself. I'm taking a bit of time over here. Okay, so you guys can also do that. You guys can also change the color. Okay, so I'll just click over here and I'll just write E, and I can just send it here back. Okay, so here this kind of looks like this. If I want to bring it over here, and this one I'll just bring it quite over here. So this is the alignment. You guys can come here if you want to change the color. You guys can come here and just change the color according to yourself. Okay, if you want to put some blue colors, okay, you guys can select all together at once. And what you can do is you can come here and you can just it change the color from here as well. Okay, so if you want to select all together, so many of it. Okay, so in that case you guys can come here, just click on shift. Okay, and using this you guys can also put on or change things around over here. Okay, like the colors. Okay, so if I want to give this thing a blue color, I can just give this thing up a blue color. If I want to select the D, and let's select the E as well. Okay, so let me just give this thing a different color here as well. Okay, so let me give this one a color like this. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to come here, and now I will come over here, go to the share option and download this file. Okay, so I will just download this file with a transparent background. Okay, and I'll just download it. So this thing is now getting downloaded, and after that I will just save it over here. Okay, so I will just name as one, and now I will just save it here onto my downloads, save the file right over here. And what you can do is now go to the uploads option and go to upload files. From here I will take this one and I will just upload it over here, add up a new page. Okay, so just add up a new page right over here and just bring it over here. Okay, so now I do have this image. Okay, so I can just place it accordingly. And what you can do with this image is you can come here, go to the edit photo option, and from here you guys can basically give this thing up a vintage look altogether. Okay, so you guys can come here, select which one you want. Okay, so you guys can just give some vintage color, quite like this. Okay, so now let's see a mockup over here. I will just save this file, go to download, and I will just select only this one. Okay, so only the second page over here, and I'll just click on to downloads. Okay, so now I'll just save it with two and or the final. Okay, so I'll just name this as final, and I'll just save this over here and go to upload files and just upload it over here. First cancel this one, add image, go to mockup. Okay, and after going to the mockup file, come here onto the apparel, and from the apparel option select this particular t-shirt image, increase the size quite like this, place it here in the center, and now go to the uploads file option, and now just bring and drop it over here. Okay, so now let's see how it actually looks. Okay, so here you guys can see this is the design, how it will look on a white t-shirt. Okay, if I want to edit it, I can come here onto the edit option, and now I can actually increase the size of the t-shirt altogether, and also the logo if you want to see it right over here. Okay, if you want to flip it, you guys can also flip it. Okay, so if you want to place it here in the middle, you guys will be able to place it here in the middle as well. Okay, so if you want to increase the size, you guys will be able to increase the size here as well. Okay, so now I will just click on apply changes. Okay, so here you guys can see the changes being applied. Okay, so now here I do have the t-shirt design. Okay, so here I do have the t-shirt. So let's zoom in again. Okay, and now just upload this or just download this file and just make sure to upload it into our project panel. So I hope you guys have understood this class and you guys will submit, and I will see those things and I will just get back to you guys what all you need to do else. Okay, take care everyone, and goodbye.